So this is my 6-month-old Toyota Yaris Cross S HEV, and on this video, I'll be sharing updates regarding my ownership experience. Meron akong update videos for my 3rd and 1st months plus some fuel efficiency data on this channel, so best to check them out kasi meron na akong mga bagay na hindi nababanggitin dito dahil nabanggit ko na doon. Ginawan ko na rin pala ng playlist ang Yaris Cross and I will link it down below sa description box. Kaya kung nagbabalak kang bumili ng Yaris Cross or owner ka ng Yaris Cross, you're in luck at nakita mo tong channel na to because I will be posting my ownership experience for this vehicle. On the 6th month review video, akala ko may sama ko na yung 2nd PMS ko pero nagkamali ako ng compute. Kasi 7 month pa pala yung 2nd PMS kasi nagpa-service na ako nung 1st month, then plus 6 months interval, 7th month pa pala yun. Pero okay na rin kasi I wanted to share something that I learned during the past couple of months of Philippine summer, which is the aircon level and how it affects hybrid fuel efficiency, which I will talk about on this video. Before I go on, kung mahilig ka sa Philippine car news and reviews, I would appreciate it if you can consider giving a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. I post one video a week sharing my thoughts and opinions regarding Philippine cars. Maliit na bagay yan para sa inyo pero napakalaking tulong yan para lumago ang channel na to so that I may also know the interests of the Filipino consumer. Bago natin pag-usapan ang main topic ng video, gusto ko lang i-share ang isang budol item na nabili ko recently, which is the 2-in-1 car hook. Dami-dami na to. I will put the link below kung saan to nabili, pero it costs 49 pesos per piece and ang primary use case ko dito is sabitan siya ng aking handy-dandy water bottle and lunchbox. I consider myself a minimalist, and being a minimalist, gusto ko multiple functions ang mga items like this na merong 2 functions. So the first function is a hook para sa mga items like mine, and the second function is a phone holder for your back passengers. Sa totoo lang, pwede namang 1 piece lang ang binili ko, sapat ng isa as a phone holder pero I think 2 is better para balanse yung headrest. Plus, aside sa laptop bag ko, may 2 extra items akong bitbit everyday going to work, which is yung water bottle and lunchbox nga. Nag-struggle lang ako ng konti kasi 2-hand operation ang pag-setup ng phone holder neto pero with 2 hands, madali lang siya. I think pwede rin dito yung maliit na tablet pero I don't advise kasi mahirap na. In times of sudden brakes or biglang preno tapos walang seatbelt yung back passenger, baka mauntog pa sa tablet. Sabi sa product specifications, up to 10 kilograms daw ang weight na kaya netong bitbitin. So tingin ko, pwede ang laptop bags natin with all our office gadgets. Pero for me, 49 pesos lang to, wag masyadong kampante. As I have mentioned, 49 pesos each to, so 98 pesos for the 2 hooks plus shipping fee. Pero may everyday shipping fee vouchers naman. So kung gusto mong mag-all out, pwede kang bumili ng 10 pieces for all headrests. Pero for me, 2 is enough na. Ang nagustuhan ko kasi dito, aside sa 2-in-1 functionality, madali siyang ikabit, no adhesive required, so less issue na matatanggal ang dikit nun in the long run. For a short compartment reveal, gusto lang pakita yung several items na nasa compartments ko, which is yung, syempre, bagong car wash ng sasakyan, may chamoy dito, pampunas. Then may alligator jack ako, hindi kasi ako masyado tiwala sa scissor jack na kasama nito. And underneath is the 70 my tire inflator. Digital na to kaya mas madaling gamitin. I will put the links below kung saan ko ito nabili and yung product demonstration na rin niya. Then we have the early warning device na libre na nung nakuha ko itong sakyan na to. Then last but not the least is the 70 my car jump starter. Links for product review and shopping link kung saan ko ito nakuha will be in the description box as well. Now, let's go on to the main topic of this video, which will answer the question if fuel efficiency is affected by aircon. Ang quick answer is yes. Ang long answer is no. Ang labo. Let me explain. For non-electrified vehicles such as gas or diesel-powered engines, not so much. Kasi lagi namang tumatakbo ang makina ng sasakyan. Speaking from experience as well, I used to daily drive a 2007 Yaris Gas and a 2016 Innova Diesel, and wala ako napansin na considerable difference sa fuel consumption ko kahit gaano kahina or kalakas ang aircon setting ko. Pero for electrified vehicles such as full electric BEVs and hybrids, ang answer is a definite yes. For EVs, no-brainer. All is powered by the battery, kaya kung lalakasan mong aircon, it will draw up more energy from the battery na magpapabilis ng pagbaba ng charge. For hybrids, a similar case will happen sa battery. So kung mabilis maubos ang charge ng small battery ng hybrids, then mas madala sa andar ang makina, which will consume your fuel, which will affect your overall fuel efficiency. Kaya naman talagang importante na meron kang quality tint for electrified vehicles para hindi mo kailangan ng ganong kalakas na aircon setting, and yan din talaga ang inaalala ko dito sa sunroof ng Yaris Cross. Less insulation kasi talaga ang glass roof compared sa traditional na bubong. Now, let's discuss yung data na kinumpile ko for the past 18 days na ginamit ko tong sasakyan na to for the past 2 months. For the next few minutes, ang mga fuel efficiency rating na makita nyo is ang morning drive. Later yung evening drive. So, as I have mentioned in my previous video for fuel efficiency, the vehicle is all stock. Meron tong nano ceramic tint on all windows including the sunroof. And more importantly, takbong pogi lang ako palagi. For some na hindi pa malinaw kung ano ibig sabihin ng takbong pogi, well, eto lang yun. Hindi ako kaskasero, pero hindi ako nagbibibi ng throttle. I drive sensibly. Kapag kailangan gugo ako. Kapag maluwag at pwedeng bilisan, bibilisan ko ang takbo ko. Pero kapag kailangan bumagal dahil aabutan na ng yellow or amber light, babagal na ako. Kung alam kong hindi aabot, wag nang ipilit. Kaya nang sabi ko dati, drive sensibly. Avoid being stressed on traffic, and more importantly, don't be a stress to others. Parang maliit na bagay yan, pero I assure you, it's a small step towards making our country and the world a better place. And ang added bonus yan, maiwasan mo ang sakit sa bulsa dahil sa repairs from accidents or unnecessary or early failure ng parts or pagkasira ng sakyan mo. Some parameters for this data na note considering is that I travel alone most of the time and minimal ang dala kong cargo. Ang route ako going to our office in BGC is Manila Taft, and dumadaan ako sa Makati na napaka-traffic. I have crunched and computed the numbers, and on average, for the past 18 days on my data, around 15.75 kilometers ang average distance na travel ko each morning. 73 minutes or 1 hour and 19 minutes ang biyahe ko, and at an average speed of 12 kilometers per hour. Ang nakuha kong fuel efficiency is at an average of 16 kilometers per liter. Yes, mataas pa rin yan compared sa even diesel engines, pero low enough para mapansin ko. Kasi, on my first fuel efficiency video, I'm getting around 18 kilometers per liter sa umaga. Pero ang malaking difference between that time and now is the Philippine summer. As you know, mainit ang summers dito sa Pilipinas. We are a tropical country after all. And para syempre komportable ang daily routine ko going to work, I adjust the aircon as needed. Before March, April, and May, kahit umaga, even at 28 degrees Celsius and 1 lang or yung pinakamababa ang fan speed ang sineset ng auto climate control ng Yaris Cross, not the coldest pero enough to keep me comfortable. Pero ito, come late March, uminit na ang panahon. Lalo nung April and May, kaya naman ginawa ko, tinasan ko ang fan speed to 2 pero keeping the temperature at 28 degrees pa rin. So, lo and behold, ayun, bumaba ang fuel efficiency ko up to 16 kilometers per liter. Bumaba pa yun to as low as 12.6 kilometers per liter, pero kasi naman sobrang traffic nun. Parang 9 kilometers per hour lang ang takbo ko. Kaya yung 15.1 kilometers na distance, 1 hour and 39 minutes ko kinuha. That's like 6.5 minutes per kilometer. Mabilis pa magbike ang ibang tao dun. Akala ko nagkaroon ng sira ang hybrid system nung una, kaya talagang binantayan ko to. Pero isang beses, bumiyahe kami on a weekend going to Alabang. 3 passengers including me, the driver, traveled 31.9 kilometers for 98 minutes and an average speed of 19 kilometers per hour. Buti naman, nakakuha pa rin ako ng 23.7 kilometers per liter na fuel efficiency with the aircon running at I think around 23 degrees with auto fan speed nun. Nagtry pa ako mag-experiment sa aircon setting. Binaba ko to 25 degrees with auto climate control on. So sa simula, 3 or 4 ang fan speed nun. Then bumababa siya gradually kapag nakuha na niya yung 25 degrees Celsius sa cabin temperature. Pero hindi ako fully comfortable doon kasi iba pa rin ang feeling kapag tumatama sa mukha ko yung lamig ng aircon. With that change, pareho lang ang nakuha kong fuel efficiency at least for that day. Isa pang ginawa ko is binabaan ko to 23 degrees Celsius. Ayun, medyo malamig. Parang nakaset lagi sa 2 ang fan speed with auto climate control on. Pero nilalamig ako doon, sa totoo lang, hindi ko rin ako naging komportable pero at least around 15 kilometers per liter pa rin ang nakuha kong fuel efficiency. Nag-try din ako i-boost ang fuel efficiency by driving on eco mode pero naibitin talaga ako sa eco mode. Buwabagal kasi ang throttle response kapag naka-eco mode kaya parang unsafe for my driving style. Yung iba, feeling ko sanay na kaya okay lang sa kanila. To that, I say good for them. Pero ako personally, I don't use eco mode. I don't like it lang talaga. Kung sa pagkain ayaw ko ng dinuguan kahit sinasabi ng maraming tao na masarap, sinubukan ko naman in my defense. Pero bottom line, ayaw ko pa rin. So those are the fuel efficiency numbers for my morning drives na travel time is between 7:30 to 9 AM. Yes, hindi pa ganun katarik ang init ng araw during that time in the morning. Dito ko na-realize na kaya baka medyo mababa ang nakuhang fuel efficiency ng ibang car review channels is dahil sa several parameters. Yes, granted na yung iba sinasabi nila na city traffic speed is 15 to 20 km per hour. To that I say, sana all. On my experience kasi, 14 km per hour ang average speed ko. Then on some days, nasa 9 km per hour lang ang average speed ko on my commute. Pero some of the parameters na iba sa akin is first, walang tint ang mga demo unit na gamit nila. Kaya binabaan nila up to 23 degrees Celsius or minsan pa nga 20 ang aircon temperature. Another factor for sure is usually 2 or 3 ang sakay nilang sa sasakyan which adds to their total weight. Kaya iba-iba talaga ang maririnig niyong fuel efficiency dahil sa dami ng factors na kailangan i-consider. Now, let's discuss the evening drive data that I have. Medyo kakaiba to during the first fuel efficiency video ko kasi medyo late na ako umaalis sa office this past few weeks or months na nga ata. Huwag nyo na itanong pero ganun talaga, maraming ganap. Ang definition ko ng late is at the earliest around 7:30 PM na ako umaalis so medyo maluwag-luwag na ang traffic on that time. Plus, iba ang daan ko pa uwi compared sa dati kong daan. Natuklasan ko kasi kay Waze na mas maluwag pala ang southbound ng EDSA coming from BGC at this time of day. Kaya sa EDSA na ako dumadaan at this time, then turn right sa Osmeña Highway going to Quirino and then finally Taft. At an average distance of 14.6 kilometers, travel time is at an average of 51.6 minutes, so that's less than 1 hour, yay! Average speed of 17 kilometers per hour dahil sa dami ng traffic lights, nakakuha ako ng average fuel efficiency of a whopping 24.5 kilometers per liter. Yes, sobrang taas na ito. Parang highway figures na. This is really what you pay for from a hybrid vehicle and masaya ako na I'm getting these numbers. Because let's face it, ang laki na ng tinaas ng gas prices recently. So, getting this kind of fuel efficiency is really a great incentive for getting a hybrid vehicle. For sure, meron pang ibang tao na mas mataas sa 24.5 km per liter ang nakuha even on a morning drive. Lalo na siguro yung mga nasa rural areas na hindi masyado traffic or magaang apak sa gas or maybe a combination of both, which really says a lot about hybrid vehicles. So, nung kinumbine ko ang morning and evening data ko, ang nakuha kong average at least using the vehicle's data, nakakuha pa rin ako ng 20.3 km per liter na fuel efficiency wherein ang travel distance is 15.2 kilometers, travel time is 65 minutes, running at 14.6 kilometers per hour. Yes, I must admit, this is not the most scientific method. And andyan pa din ang full tank method which is the gold standard para sa ating mga Pinoy drivers. Pero nahirapan akong gawin kasi yun, inaabangan ko ang pagtaas at pagbaba ng gas prices. During the evening drives nga pala, dahil hindi na ganun kainit, wala na kasing araw nun, nakaset na to 20 degrees Celsius ang aircon temperature. And kahit naka-on ang auto climate control, 1 lang ang fan speed, which adds to the overall fuel efficiency. Medyo mas mabilis ang speed ko during evening drives and mas shorter ang distance and travel time. Pero still, The aircon setting explains a lot kung bakit ganon kataas ang nakuhang fuel efficiency when you drive at night. This is the type of data na hindi ko nakita anywhere, at least sa mga channels na pinapanood ko dito sa YouTube. Kasi at the end of the day, they are car journalists and they usually do their road test on the morning. Kung nalaman ko to early on, for sure mas napabilis ang decision making ko when I was thinking of buying a hybrid. Lalo siguro, mas beneficial tong hybrids for those night owls na gabi ang office hours, wherein wala masyadong traffic, hindi mainit ang daan kaya hindi kailangan ng ganong kalamig na aircon setting, and for sure, mas mabilis ang return on investment ng additional 300,000 pesos compared to the non-hybrid variant ang Yaris Cross, which is the V variant, which is still, at least in my opinion, still the bang for the buck variant ang Yaris Cross. Don't get me wrong, I love the hybrid system ng Yaris Cross, kaya nga HEV variant ang kinuha ko. Pero not all people will benefit from the hybrid system kasi. Plus, andyan pa rin ang fear of uncertainty ng long-term cost and resale value ng mga hybrids dito sa Pilipinas. Pero anyways, 20 km per liter on a daily drive traversing to the central business districts of Makati and BGC, that is unparalleled fuel efficiency if you ask me. Baka ang tumalo lang dito sa gantong klaseng numbers is the full EVs, pero ibang usapan na yun. If you are a hybrid owner and hindi ka pa convinced sa data na pinakita ko, then try this easy experiment. First scenario, start mo yung sasakyan mo sa parking with no aircon running. Orasan mo yun. Hindi ko alam kung gaano katagal yan kasi nung ginawa ko yan, nainip ako kaya tinigil ko na. Then, second scenario, try mo ulit. Same setup. Now with the aircon running, pagka-start pa lang. In my case, narinig ko na tumakbo yung makina around 5 minutes pa lang. Kasi nga, sa battery na kumukuha ng power yung aircon. So in general, to finally answer the question, will the aircon setting affect your fuel efficiency? For the case of Toyota hybrids, and specifically this Yaris Cross HEV, the definite answer is a yes for me. The data and experience I got made sense considering the common sense behind it. That's it for this video. Kung may gusto kayong idagdag, put them in the comment section down below. So this is Kai, your driver but not so sweet lover na nagsabing, keep calm, drive safe, and stay awesome.